Hello, folks. Welcome to today's football predictions on Betcraft. Okay, it's another very beautiful Saturday morning, and once again, we've come with our predictions on this very channel. All right, today promises to be very exciting, seeing that lots of wonderful games going on across the globe today. Yesterday we had quite successful outing yesterday, seeing that I think four out of the five games we predicted yesterday we actually right on point, and today we hopefully get going to get that probably 100% predictions today. All right. In a short while, we'll be looking at this matches one after the other, and we'll be looking at the recent games for these teams, and and how they fared from home and away perspective, and also the performances from head-to-head perspective before making our verdict on this very on each of these matches. All right, and I want to use the opportunity to call on those of us who are coming across our video for the first time that are yet to subscribe to kindly take our time to hit the subscription button right now so that you don't miss out on our subsequent games that will always come up on this very channel on a daily basis. All right, without further ado, we'll head to the business of today, and we'll be starting with the very first match, which is actually the El Clasico, the biggest match in the entire world today, and it is Real Madrid coming up against Barcelona in Spanish La Liga. All right, as usual, we look at recent matches for Real Madrid, the home side. They've actually been able to manage, four victories in the last six games that they had. They've also lost one game, but have had one draw. While Barcelona, on the other hand, have won five games out of the last six matches, but have also had, one loss out of those first six games that they had so far. And looking at Real Madrid playing from home, they've actually won nine games in the last 10 home games that they had so far, losing one. Okay, that loss was actually against FC Barcelona, and also looking at Barcelona, their away side in the last 10 away games that they had, they've been able to manage 8 victories in the last 10 away games, and have lost two, and those two were against Osasuna and Monaco, the Champions League match. All right, but we are seeing a very, very wonderful Barcelona side, seeing the performance against the Bayern Munich during the midweek Champions League match. Barcelona have done so well in recent times. All right, and you look at how these two teams fared and on head-to-head basis. The last time they met was the club friendly. It was Barcelona who won on that occasion. It was 2-1, and prior to that, Madrid have been winning and have been winning for the last three meetings. That has always been seen Madrid winning against the Barcelona side. All right, in this very one, we definitely do not expect to see Barcelona losing in this very one, and it is their way side to either win or draw in this very encounter. Seeing what the performances recently, see how they performed against this German side, Bayern Munich, and we really don't expect to see Barcelona to lose in this one. It is a way to win or draw. That's our value for that very game. Okay, and that takes us to the next for today. Okay, and it is in the German Bundesliga match where we'll have Werder Bremen who will be up against Bayer Leverkusen. Okay, Werder Bremen in the last six have managed to achieve 3 victories, but have lost three as well in the last six games that they had so far. And Leverkusen, on the other hand, away side have actually won 3 games and also had 3 draws in the last 6 matches. All right, when you look at how these two teams fared from home and away perspective, you could see that the Werder Bremen, the home side, have managed to achieve 3 victories in the last 10 home games that they had so far. They've also had 3 draws, but have lost 4 matches in the last 10 home games that they had so far. As a matter of fact, the last 5 home games that they had, I've seen them, drawing 2 and losing out 3. They've not won a single match in the last 5 home games that they had so far. So that tells you a lot about their form at the moment. Okay, and looking at their away side, Bayer Leverkusen in the last 10 away games that they have so far have resulted to 6 victories for their away side. Leverkusen, they've also had 3 draws as well as a single loss, which was the loss against Arsenal in this preseason. Okay, and the last 2 away games they played out so far resulted to draw, and the last 5 have seen Bayern Leverkusen winning 3 out of those 5 and drawing 2. Okay, and when you look at how these two teams are fared from head-to-head basis, you can see that Bayer Leverkusen have actually dominated these meetings in the last recent 3 games that they had. Both sides, it has always been Bayer Leverkusen who have seen victory against this Werder Bremen side. All right, the last time they met was actually in April this year. We saw Leverkusen beating this side comprehensively by 5 goals to nil. And in this very one, we will definitely expect their away side by Leverkusen to rise to the occasion once more and achieve a result against this very side. It is away side to win out throughout this very game. That's our verdict. Okay, that takes us to the next step for today. It is in Iceland, first division, where we'll have a Stadion who will be up against FH. All right, Stadion, the home side, have actually managed 3 wins in the last 6 matches that they had. Also, they also had 2 draws, but have lost 1 game out of those 6 games that they had in recent times. And the away side, on the other hand, FH have only managed 2 draws, but have lost 4 times out of those 6 matches that they had in recent times. Okay, when you look at how these two teams have performed from home and away perspective, the home side, Stadion have managed to achieve 8 victories in the last 10 home matches. They've had 1 draw and 1 loss in the last 10 home matches that they had so far. And the away side, on the other hand, have managed to achieve just 2 victories out of those 3 victories out of the past 10 away games that they had. They've also had 2 draws, but have lost 5 games out of the last 10. And the last 2 away games for the away side have actually seen them losing all 2, and they've lost 5 out of the last 10. So in this very encounter, when we look at the performances from head-to-head perspective, you could see that Stadion won the last time they met, and it was in September this year. And Stadion won from away by 3-0 on that occasion, and they also won prior to that. They also won from home in June, and in this very one, we expected Stadion, the home side, to definitely pick up a victory against this very side. It is a home winner shortly. That's our verdict for that very encounter. Okay, that takes us to the next for today, and it is in Switzerland Super League, where we have Winter coming up against Basel. All right, Winter, the home side, have managed just a single victory in the last 6 matches. They've also had 2 draws, but have lost 3 games out of the last 6 matches that they had so far. And the away side, Basel, have won 3 games out of the last 6. They've also had 2 losses as well as 1 draw in the last 6 matches that they had so far. And looking at performances from home and away perspective, you could see that playing from home, Winterthur have managed to achieve 5 victories in the last 10 home games that they have so far. They've also lost 3 games, but have had 3 draws in the last 10 home games. And away side, Basel also have been able to manage 6 victories in the last Okay, they've been able to manage 5 victories in the last 10 away games that they have so far. They've also had 3 draws as well as 2 losses in the last 10 away games for FC Barcelona. And looking at head-to-head performances, how they fared when they met each other, it was a 1-0 draw the last time they met, which was in March this year. And we also saw Barcelona beating them from away in January by 3-1. Okay, in this very encounter, we definitely expect the away side, Basel, who is actually showing a better promise to achieve a result in this very game, and it is the away side either to win or draw, but under 4.5. That's our value for that very encounter. Okay, and that takes us to the next game, and it is in Tunisia, where we have Esperance of Tunis, who will be facing CA Bizatin. Okay, Esperance of Tunis in the last 6 have won 3 out of those, but have had 2 draws as well as 1 loss. And the away side, Bizatin, managing just 3 draws in the last 6 games, and have lost 3 out of the last 6 recent encounters that they had so far. When you bring it down to how these 2 teams have performed from home and away perspective, you could see that playing from home, Esperance of Tunis, the home side, have been able to achieve 6 victories in the last 10 home games that they had. They've also had 4 draws out of those 10 matches that they had. They've not lost a single match in the last 10 home encounters. And looking at the away side, Bizatin, on the other hand, who have actually seen 2 victories in the last 10 away games, but have also had 3 draws and have lost 5 matches in the last 10 away games that they had so far. And the last 3 away games that they played, I saw them losing all 3. That tells you that not the best side when playing from away. And in this very one, when you look at head-to-head performances for both sides, the last time they met, it was in January. We saw them playing out a 1-out draw against the Esperance of Tunis on that occasion. And also we saw prior to that, we saw Esperance of Tunis from away beating this very side by 2-0. That was in November this year in head-to-head meetings. And it has always been Esperance of Tunis who have always had the upper hand against this very side. Looking at 10 meetings, Esperance of Tunis have actually won on 8 occasions. 1 being a draw, and Bizatin only managing 1 win when they played from home on that occasion. So in this very one, It is the Spartans of Tunis that is expected to rise to the occasion in this one, and achieve a result against this very side. And it is the home side to either win or draw and under 4.5. That's our value for that very encounter. All right, that brings our predictions for you today to a conclusion. But also we have a bonus tip and bonus matches that we have for you today is in Portugal, where we have from Marcio who will be facing Sporting Lisbon, and in that very encounter we definitely expect Sporting Lisbon, their way side, to claim victory in that very one. It is our way side on that very occasion, on that very match. All right, that away win. That's our value for that very game. All right, and the other one is also in Northern Ireland. First Premiership will have Dungannon Swift who will be up against the Laval, and in that very encounter we know that Dungannon Swift, the home side, have been doing very well of present, and we still do expect the home side on that occasion to win actually in that very match. So home win, that's our value for that very one. Okay, that concludes our predictions for you today, on Betcraft. I wish you the very best of luck, and I hope your ticket goes through. And also remember to play responsibly. These are football games. Sometimes these things change. All right. That being said, tomorrow is another day, and we'll be coming up with our predictions on this very channel. But until then, keep winning.